All right, another day, another campus, and we are here in this lush, green, beautiful campus in Manipal right now. And while we were on our way, we saw three things that were pretty, evident to our eyes. The first one was definitely the big hoardings where the jewelry ads were showing. The second one was the line of, coconut trees that we saw. And the third one was obviously very beautiful temples. And today we are in one of those knowledge temples, which is the Pai Management Institute, which we are going to cover in this episode of KYC. So today, to show the campus around, we have second year student Shivangi Rajesh with us. Hi Shivangi, thank you for being here and be part of KYC. Shivangi, if you can tell us a little bit about what you're doing here and what is the kind of background that you have and why did you choose to be part of this amazing institute?
So I'm pursuing my PGDM, specializing in marketing and sales. I'm a second year student, as you mentioned, and to be very honest, the reason I chose TAPMI was one of the three things that you mentioned. First was, of course, the really beautiful campus that is there, which we hope will be covered. Second is the fact that they offer this kind of a specialization. The marketing and sales specialization is not one that is offered across India. Right. So that was a huge attractive factor for me when I applied. And the final one was the fact that they have a really vast number of clubs and committees that you can possibly join. So these were three of many factors which kind of urged me to join TAPMI.
Right, absolutely. So when we came in, as I was talking before this also, we saw lines of coconut trees around this place. And when we came into the campus also, there's a lush, green, beautiful looking campus that we see. Tell us a bit about what your initial reaction was when you actually went in here.
To be very honest, like you, all of us know, the first year of our MBA was a little lackluster because we did it from an online world. But even that was managed to make it as entertaining, as interactive as possible. So when we entered the campus for the very first time, we were blown away by not only the flora and fauna, which is just too gorgeous, but the entire immensity of the campus which we saw. Campus by itself, it's really breathtaking, and there is a particular point which is a sunset point, and you can just sit there and just stare as the sun goes down for hours and hours. It's really gorgeous.
So tell us a bit about the kind of area that this campus has and the kind of structure that it has in terms of academically, how many buildings, blocks there are there.
Right. So it is a sprawling of 44.11 acres, this entire campus. We have two academic blocks. One is the Pai block, which is named after our founder, and another is of course the Pai block, which is named after our chairman. So apart from this, we have something called the Student Center as well as the Knowledge Center. The Student Center is where we have our meals, there are snacks offered, just a variety of things you can do in the Student Center, and the Knowledge Center encompasses of a library which has really a variety of books. We have a total of 4 programs that are offered. One is the PGDM core, which is applicable to general management students, and the other 3 are specializations, again, which is a really main USP as far as TAPMI is concerned. First is the BKFS, particularly for the finance students. Another is HR, and the third one is the marketing program. So in terms of the PGDM core, which I mentioned, there are usually between 5 to 6 sections, each comprising of probably 55 to 60 students. And for HR, BKFS and MSM as well, it's around 40 to 50 students. That is the batch strength.
Okay, tell me a bit more about the campus. The day-to-day life of a student. What all does it encompass, and what do you guys do in generally, like in a complete day?
Right. Our day kind of starts at 8:50 in the morning for different sections and different cohorts. We have our daily schedule of courses and classes where we discuss cases. We have role-playing sessions, we have live action sessions, simulations. So it is never a dull day in terms of classes are concerned. Post that, we have around 30 different committees and clubs. It ranges from the Student Executive Council, which is the apex body for all of the committees and clubs, and goes on to specific area clubs, which is like the marketing forum, forum, the HR forum, the finance forum. We have alumni relationship committee. We have the literary and media committee that takes care of all of our, any kind of branding activity, our social media, everything. So these committees and clubs are basically the family for any student who steps into TAPMI.
Lovely. So I would like to hang around a little more with you, showing me the campus and the kind of life that you guys have, and I would love to have this experience, so if you can just lead me there. Thank you. Okay, great. So we have a vehicle of our own.
Yes.
And we are headed to?
We will just be going across the hostels and then going to the main academic block, which is the TAPMI block.
Lovely.
Yes.
So the academic block reminds me, I forgot to ask you about the admission process. How do I actually be part of this
Right.
campus?
TAPMI actually accepts both CAT and SAT. You need to have a minimum criteria of 60% for both your 10th and 12th. Post that, after you write your CAT or SAT, you can apply to TAPMI. And there are three main processes to get into this beautiful institute. One is the English proficiency test. Post that, there will be a moderated group discussion. And finally, there is a personal interview. Post that is the D-Day of whether you get in or not. So this is the process.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to go there and see the place and you telling us more about the campus. So let's go.
Yes.
So this looks like a pretty big classroom.
Yes, it can occupy around 65 to 70 students.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Nice. So when we're talking about filling up this classroom, what is the kind of mix that we're looking at?
Right, so the gender ratio usually is between 55 to 45%. This changes from batch to batch, but with every upcoming batch, TAPMI is trying to ensure that the gender ratio becomes equal.
Absolutely. And this gives us a nice segue to get into the faculty bit that you mentioned. Take us through some of the faculties that teach, or what is the kind of lineage that they carry with themselves? So,
of course, we have a few notable faculty who've been here for a really long time. Professor Simon George, who takes branding and marketing. Professor, who's our director as well, Professor MADHU VEERARAGHAVAN, who takes finance. Professor SURYA MAHADEVAN, who is in charge of the marketing area as well. So, a lot of these faculty come from very, very illustrious colleges and backgrounds. So, a few of them have completely migrated from IIT, IIM and into academics. Having being taught by them, where when they carry so many years of experience, having been in so many different industries, it's really awe-inspiring, to be very honest.
Right. Shivangi, we talk about colleges. Every college has its own, every campus that we go to has its own USP. When we talk about TAPMI and its USP, what is that USP?
Right. So I think USP is, one is the Student Managed Investment course, which is a course that is offered in the BKFS program, which is one of the cohorts. In that particular course, the student is given seed money and they are allowed to invest in whichever fund, and they are supposed to track that particular fund and of course learn from that as well. So that is as on-ground learning as it can possibly get. That is one aspect of TAPMI's USP. Another is the TAPMI YLP, which is the Young Leadership Program, which is open to anybody in terms of the criteria if they're matched in terms of the CGPA and any other extracurricular activity. Once they're in this program, they are exposed to really senior management in corporates, and they get to work one-on-one with them.
Shivangi, I'm interested in knowing a bit more about the segment that our audience is the most interested in, which is the money and the ROI, right? So we'll talk about the fees that they need to pay. We'll talk about the companies that come in and hire. And before that, I'm really craving for an evening coffee. So if you can take me to the cafeteria.
Of course, my pleasure.
Great, let's go.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so from where we left, tell us a bit about the kind of fee structure that you guys have here.
So with regard to all of the 4 programs that are offered, it is 7.5 lakhs per year. So this is stagnant and it does not shift around regardless of whatever specialization you choose or any other extra program that you choose to take up at TAPMI. So it is 7.5 lakhs.
Okay, so when you talk about the fees, is there a student exchange program that is also involved in this?
Yes, very much so. So the student exchange program is applicable for second years, and this is something that you can take up with regard to, of course, there are a few eligibility criteria that you need to fulfill. We are affiliated with 7 other universities, and because we are a double crown institution, which is we have accreditations from AMBA and AASEB, we are more renowned in terms of the student exchange program.
Okay, so that takes me to a section where I talk about the people who have been here, the kind of word that we say that been here, done that.
Yes.
So the people who have been here, done that, and are doing great in their respective lives, if you can talk about them.
So one notable alumni that we have is PRIYANKA NEOGI from the batch of 2001-3, who is currently the Vice President of Kotak Mahindra Bank. Another from the very same batch of 1-3, which is clearly a very, very illustrious batch, is Sushil J. Shah, who is the Associate Director of the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, India. Another alumni that we're very proud of is ARJUN VISWANATHAN, who is from the batch of 99-2001, who is currently responsible for the 360-degree GTM with one of Dell's largest GSI partners. So this is, of course, 3 among the several illustrious alumni who have graduated from TAPMI.
And what about the Alumni Connect? So do you guys get to meet these guys? Do they come in here?
So we have something called the Vision program, which directly links us to notable alumni in different corporates, and this helps us talk to them about our journey right now in TAPMI, as well as what we can do best right now to utilize this opportunity given to us to ensure that we rise up in the corporate ladder. We have other sessions like the Aspire and Ignite sessions, where we are connected with alumni when they come in, and we have panel discussions with them, group discussions, they give lectures, they give one-on-one advice on different topics ranging from finance to IT to operations to marketing and sales. So these are all different ways, and only 3 of several other ways in which we have very close connect with our alumni.
Okay, so now we come to the most interesting and exciting part of the KYC, which is the Moola that a lot of you are interested in, and I'm sure are looking forward to. Let's talk about the kind of companies that has hired this year for the summer internship process.
So we have had really amazing organizations like Titan, ICICI Bank, Deloitte, EY, HDFC Bank. So beyond that, we have core FMCG organizations like Nestle and ITC as well. And we've had really innovative organizations who've come in and their interview process being very, very exciting. So these are a few from the internship point of view.
Right, and what are the kind of pay packets that we are looking at when it comes to the internships?
Right. So in terms of internships, right now we have the average stipend being around between 35 to 40K, and this has been changing a bit due to the pandemic, but before that there were packages that went up to even 70 to 80,000 as well.
Right, and when we talk about the final placements that are ongoing, maybe which is something that you are also concerned about and a part of, tell us a bit about that and take us through.
So the organizations that I mentioned for summer internship also come for final placements, and I think a solid 100 more as well. Few more which include PhonePe, Cargill, Paytm, Lenskart, Byju's, and I could just keep listing on and on. And I know that the package is something that is very, very important considering the ROI. So the highest paying role in terms of the batch that passed out last year was 25 lakhs, and the average differed from from sector to sector in terms of finance marketing, but the average was around 12 lakhs for the entire cohort.
Nice. So in terms of ROI, in terms of you being a student, what is your opinion of the institute that you are in, and what would you advise to the students?
So personally, I think TAPMI is one that looks at the skill set that you possess and tries to bring out the best in terms of what you already have and what you could learn from the institution and what they offer. It is one that encourages you to be yourself and also encourages you to find your family in the clubs and committees that are there. So I would say that beyond the general curriculum that is offered, we have summer internship, we have live projects that are offered. So it is an institute where once you enter, you have so many different areas to explore, so many different things to do. Your ROI is fulfilled possibly within 3-4 months of coming here because you learn just so very much.
On that note, we will end the video today. Thank you very much, for showing us not just the campus, but giving us a wholesome picture as to what the 2 years holds in this particular campus. All right, this brings us to the end of another KYC episode that we did in Manipal. We are sitting here. We need to fly very soon out from here. Before that, what you can do is, if you need to learn more about this institute and the kind of pedagogy it provides you, there is a link in the description. You can go check it out, and do tell us in the comment section below which other V schools you want us to cover in this series, and we would come up with them very soon for you. Thank you very much.